Yo, what is up, nerds? How's everyone doing? Welcome back. It's been a long weekend for me off the streaming schedule, but we're here. We're ready. We're locked. We're loaded. Hopefully everyone's having a wonderful week so far. Let me bring the volume of the music down here. I don't want to completely eliminate the music. Just bring it down. Okay. Still a little under the weather. The sickness hasn't gone yet. I don't know what the fuck that was. Maybe like COVID variation 3.4 or something. But it's still lingering. You know, every morning I wake up still sick, but as the day progresses, I'm not as sick throughout the day, which is good. But then going back to bed, and then waking up again, I'm back to being sick. I don't know what the hell is going on. Am I dying? Most likely, mate. Most likely. But, you know, who's not dying? Everyone's dying the second they were born. You are simply counting down time and seconds and birthdays and years till your death. Right? Technically, that's what a birthday is. You're just counting down until how long you can live till. You're just putting another notch on the wall. You're putting that little scratch in the wall, 4 scratches and a cross for every 5 years, and then you're learning to see, oh, I lasted another 5. Can we last another 5? And that's the game in the market too. You know, you're playing the market game, and you're trying to see how many notches on the wall can you put in before the market eliminates you from the game. Everyone eventually. You know, my old manager Greg said something very valuable. He said, everyone's got a clock. Everyone's on a clock, especially in trading, right? Everyone's got a clock, and you know, your job is to outrun your clock as fast as you can before it catches up. Meaning, make as much money as you can before it's time to leave the game, before it's time to call it quits, before it's time to hang up the gloves. You know, if you're a boxer or a fighter, hang up the gloves. So your job is to make as much money as you can and then protect as much of that money as you can. BFD, I trade from the bed. What is that? BFD? I don't know what BFD means, but I think what you're trying to say is you trade from the bed. I mean, I would love to. It's just, no, I had to separate. If you guys remember, this was my bedroom. I had to separate the bedroom and the work room, so it's mentally more you know, stable that way. You're able to separate work from home and home from work, but also these red walls were possibly a little too anger inducing. You know, I'd wake up angry, I'd go to bed angry. You put those two things and connect those two things aside. OBS Studio reconnection successful. Did we disconnect from the stream over there, chat? Did I disconnect from the stream by any means? Hopefully not, but you know, we're back anyways. So today, new week, new month. It's No Nut November. We are here in the No Nut November month. Sober October is over. I'll be honest, I completely forgot Sober October was going on, and I failed it almost every single day. So, no, Sober October was not a pass. And No Nut November also, I'll be honest, is not a pass already. So we are failing on both of those. But what we not fail on is talking about the market. We'll be here every single day talking about the market. Lots of stocks moving around today. You had Palantir after hours earnings reports, Hims and Hers reporting after hours, Clorox. For anyone who had a bad year at trading, maybe Clorox is something that you're interested to buy. Clorox, Fabrinet, some of the names that I'm taking a look at in pre-market over here. Fubo TV. Fubo TV is a good one to keep an eye out for. ON, that's a semiconductor. Actually, no. ON or ON. ON is a semiconductor company. ON is an apparel company. There you go. So we're gonna go through some of the earnings names. Around 5 o'clock or so, there is the Palantir's earning call, and also Hims and Hers earnings call. So obviously we're gonna listen to that live because we got some positions going on for poly market over there, and then also chart some movers and some names for tomorrow's day-to-day trading aspect and the swing trading aspect. So if you guys have any specific names that I'm not gonna talk about, feel free to throw it in the chat, and we'll take a look at that. In the meantime, time to go to the full screen, baby. Let's go to the poly market friendly screen, because this is a much better layout in my opinion. Okay. Tonight earnings, Palantir, Hims, those are the two big names over there. Hims actually missed their earnings report, if I remember correctly. I think they did, or they beat. No, I think they missed. Palantir beat their earnings report and made a new all-time high, absolutely ripping to the north side. Clorox also, I think, beat their earnings report. We'll dive a little bit deeper through my good friends over here at Benzinga. If you guys are interested in checking out Benzinga Pro, links in the description. So make sure you go check out that. This earnings segment is brought to you by Benzinga. Clorox, where were we? Where is the page? No, this isn't it. Clorox. Goddamn, I have so many tabs open. Clorox, Palantir, Hims and Hers are the three. I guess Fabrinet could be another one. FN, 3, 4, 5 companies over here that we're mainly going to look at. I think VRT also reported after hours. NVTS, VRTX, Veritex. That's a name I usually keep an eye on. A couple other names. Let's quickly scroll through. Upwork. Ooh, we haven't traded Upwork in a very long time. What price is Upwork even trading at right now? UPWK. I haven't traded Upwork in so long. Wow. Okay. It looks like it gapped up off of earnings. It had a bad day today. It had 3-4 bad days in a row, but gapped up today. Give me a second, chat. Me mom was calling me. Me mom called me, so I had to check. You know, you never hang up on your mom, no matter what you're doing. Even though this is a job, the job that never pays me, the streaming job that hasn't paid me a single dollar, didn't sell enough boner pills. You're talking about Hims? Oh, th. Yeah, mom called me, so I had to check up on why she called me. She was just checking in. She was like, "How you doing?" I was like, "I'm good. I'm busy right now. Is it important? Do you need to call right now?" She's like, "Oh, it's stream time. I forgot. Okay, I'll call you later." So I said, "Okay, I'll call you later too, mom." Alright, so that's done. Let's get back to work. So yeah, Upwork. I haven't traded Upwork in a very, very long time. Looks like that gapped up. We can take a look at that. Mostly earnings names after hours, and then earnings names pre-market. Upwork hasn't been very high important priority name in a very long time, so that's why Earnings Whispers didn't even put it on the watch list over here. Tomorrow pre-market, Uber, Shopify, Spotify, Pfizer. If I remember correctly, Moderna is actually getting acquired by somebody else. So Pfizer could potentially be in the same basket going down the line. Both of these stocks were trading at ridiculously high prices 5 years ago for a specific reason, and now they're coming back down drastically. Hut 8, that's a crypto miner that recently went up along with some other crypto miners. That's another name to keep an eye on in the pre-market. Some oil name, if I remember correctly here, BP, British Petroleum, no, something like that, BP, or no, this is Brazil, right? It's like Petrobras or something. I can't remember what this is exactly. We'll see if it's important. And obviously Ferrari race, that's a name you can never ignore. You know, especially if you're a Formula One guy, you know how important that stock is. So we're gonna take a look at that. Race, however, doesn't do enough volume on the American side. It's more on the European side if you care about Ferrari. And then cruise liners, I think RCL recently reported. Pretty sure RCL reported last week. Yeah. Looks like a little bit of a move down off of that earnings report, and then they've been struggling since. Maybe NCLH is following suit. Yeah, NCLH basically did the same thing, but off of their earnings report, potentially chance to go back into the previous ranges if the report's good. If the report's bad, yikes, then potentially even more downside coming into NCLH after the RCLH bleeding. So some names over here as a quick glance. Ooh, some big names after hours tomorrow. AMD, ANET, Supermicro, Beyond Meats that recently moved around quite drastically but pulled back after that. Upstart is a good name always. Pinterest is always a good name. Marathon, another a crypto miner, not Marathon Oil, Marathon crypto miners. Novo Nordisk reporting Wednesday along with the double golden arches. McDonald's, Unity coming in along right along with the through two companies there. Some of these companies don't look important to me at all, to be honest. Brinks, is that the they move money, right? They help you move money to Brinks trucks, Brinks banks trucks or whatever, money moving trucks. Robinhood, ooh, that's a good one. Robinhood, IonQ, another good one. AppLovin, Dutch Bros, Qualcomm, R, Snap, Figma, recent IPO, Elf Beauty, QBTS. Ooh, two crypto stocks reporting earnings this week. Interesting. ConocoPhillips, AstraZeneca, Datadog, Moderna, Warner Bros. Discovery, Trade Desk, Open Door. We got to keep an eye on that one. IREN's a good one. MP Materials is a good one. SoundHound, DraftKings, SMR, Archer. This is your drone stock. Airbnb, Constellation, Wendy's. That's Canadian, I'm pretty sure. What else do we got? That's pretty much it. But pretty active goddamn earnings reports week, guys. So lots to talk about every single day of the week. Make sure you tune in, and then quickly let's take a look to see if there's any hot IPOs coming out this month. Looks like we got one tomorrow. Beta Technologies. That's a fun name. Beta Technologies going IPO tomorrow. Besides that, there's a lot of small ones. That's a decent one coming out on the 6th. Billion Tune Inc. BLLN. That's a decent size, trading around 40 to 50 bucks or so. Ducks, 40 to 50 bucks. What is this? Aero Group, Aero Mexico. Looks like something to do with aerospace, maybe from Mexico. Grupo Aero Mexico. Interesting name. That's on the 6th of November. Decent size over there too. I'm trying to ignore this one because, Evo Mune, possibly a biomedical company. I'm not really interested on those IPOs, to be honest, but that size is not bad, so potentially worth keeping an eye on. That's also on the 6th of November, so make sure you tune in on the 5th because we'll talk about these companies on the 5th. We'll talk about this one tomorrow. XZO Group. What the hell is this? XZO Group, $202,000 company, or offer amount, sorry, at least not the company. $202,000 offer amount. We'll see if that one's interesting by any means. But tomorrow, today is November 3rd. Monday, November 3rd. So tomorrow, November 4th, you got a pretty decent sized company IPOing with the name Beta Technologies. Very interesting name. So we'll make sure that we add that to the watch list also when we're talking about stocks. quickly make sure that all my orders are either filled or pulled. Oh, I don't want to do that. Are all my orders filled or either pulled? Because these conferences are going to start very soon. You guys see the horse racing? I'm trying to do something cheeky over here with the horse racing. Trying to get some fills on the top opportune contenders. I guess I could just cross up and buy it. Like, why are they trading so low? I could just cross up and buy it. You know? And if these are the most likely to win horses, and if I can buy all of them for really cheap, I'll come out profitable at the end of the day. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I buy 5 horses for about $1, and even if one of them wins, I come out with like $10 if I do it right. So I don't know. I'm trying to do something funny here. We'll see if it sets up. But ignoring that, we got some where'd it go? No, this is not it. Palantir earnings call. Palantir call events. There we go. So we do have some positions. Some of them are so expensive now that I don't even want to pay for them, but the chances that those words get said are pretty high. For example, this word foundry, when I was trading it yesterday, it was trading at 61 cents, so I put the order at 61. But now you can see how overnight, as more people started doing the research and the work, they are now willing to pay all the way up to 90 cents. And that's the story, sadly, with most of these words that I have orders for 75 cents, but now people are willing to pay 90 cents for this. I'm not really willing to risk $4 to make 50 cents. The risk to reward is not really worth it, but that's almost a guaranteed bond. So these are the type of ideas that people are applying. There was one that I was able to grab for a low prices of 54 cents, and now it's trading at 66 cents. So I could basically sell it right now and walk away for some profits if I want to. This one doesn't look like it's gonna give me any fill. Let me just cross up. I'll just buy this because I don't think they will say shut down. I'm not gonna haggle for 10% here because the win, if it does come in, it's gonna be much greater. So let's buy some no shutdown. Oh, we did get filled commercial growth. No, that's awesome. So somebody did give us the fills on 60 over there. We are close to 450. So yeah, I'm not paying more than like 60 on this. If people want to fill me at 55 at 60, like, I'll take it. Otherwise, I'm not really fighting for that. Also, this, like, I'm not paying more than 60 for this because it's a good chance they do say the AI growth. In fact, what I'm pulling it, and maybe I've gone through the previous transcripts and they haven't really said AI growth at all, but with how AI is growing, enterprise AI is growing, contract AI is growing, how AI is growing across the board, there's probably a good chance that they talk about AI growth. So I don't even want to risk it on this, to be honest. I'll stay out of that one. Gotham platform, oh man, people are now willing to pay like 84, 85 for this. That's not even worth it for me. And also same over here, people are saying 89, 87. Like once you do a little bit of research, you can see how these words are not actually said that often or almost never in the conference calls. So people are not stupid to be willing to pay those prices, but it just hurts my heart to see that I have to put up that much risk to make that little of gain when there's still a good amount of risk behind it. But when you do it on guaranteed opportunities, for example, there are some guaranteed opportunities. Okay, we can actually talk about this, like Palantir earnings report. So this is a guaranteed opportunity. We know that Palantir beat its earnings report, and if there are actually any sellers at 99 cents, then you need to buy whatever you can buy at 99 cents, because that is a guaranteed bond. You're bonding 1% free gain on how much ever money you're deploying into that position, how much ever the liquidity is. But this is not a guaranteed bond, because there is a chance that they don't say this words. Just because it's been said in history, almost every single conference call doesn't guarantee that they're gonna say it again. So that's why I don't like putting up that risk. Whereas some of these words, where he has said warp speed a million times before, is trading at a fairly low price of 66 cents, right? Low liquidity. So I guess that's why I get to take advantage of that. My overnight price of 50 cents did manage to fill. Let me just quickly show you how warp speed has said before. Warp speed, okay, that's not a good example. How come it doesn't show it? Oh, because I'm not on transcript. Lol, there we go. So warp speed has been said twice, and in what context has it been said? And it's begin to do seamless collaboration with humans and loop integration with AIP branching. Warp speed are modern manufacturing operation system built on AIP. Another warp speed comment over here. So that's 2. This one, transactions or transcript doesn't load. There's 5 times where the word warp speed was used in this transcript. If you go to this one, there is twice in this transcript that the word warp speed was used. So based on that, it looks like almost every single transcript that we were able to access using Perplexity Finance actually shows them using that word. So in that case, thinking that getting the opportunity to bet on them saying that word at 54 cents is actually a very good price in my opinion. Even 66 cents is not a bad price, but the low liquidity, I'm not sure if we're gonna get any fills. Only 10 minutes left before we get the a call. Automotive, ooh, it's trading at 43.47, and if I remember correctly, they have said that word before. Only once in this call. In what context was it said? Ryan Taylor. Okay. The CEO highlighted that their enterprise-wide adoption gives them, quote, a first-move advantage in the automotive industry, which will be difficult to replicate. So, have they said it before in other... There's 2 words over here, or 2 times where they said it. Automating a process for an automotive supplier from what used to take 100 hours to be automated. Okay, and what's over here? So they're talking about automotive. Not really sure. It doesn't matter though, as long as the word is being said, and they haven't said it at all in this transcript. So I guess that's why you're getting a little bit of a mixed reaction for automotive. But they did say it in the most recent transcript. The most recent transcript, automotive has been said once. I can't hear shit.
We're also raising our full year 2025 revenue guidance midpoint to 4.146.
What? There's like, you can't hear anything from that.
22.
We do. I run around U.S. commercial telling corporate leaders, if you
useless. Okay, pretty useless. Maybe I don't want to take automotive, chat. Maybe I don't want to take automotive. I'm gonna have 5 minutes to decide before the conference call starts. I might as well pull my orders here, and same with hymns. So the reason why you want to pull your orders is you don't want to get filled when you're wrong. Sometimes people are trading these with bots. They're trading this with automation, and someone like me who's not really doing that right now, who's not trading these with automations, who's not trading this with bots. Why would him say shutdown? Oh, it's trading at 90. Okay, I thought it was trading at 30. I was gonna buy some right away. Trying to see if there's any quick snipes over here. Europe 60 might not be a bad idea. Pass. Tariff 69, pass. Regulation, pass. Vitamin, I feel like they're gonna say it. 82 is too high. Testosterone, pass. Peptide, pass. Canada, pass. Too expensive, too expensive, too expensive. Yeah, there's just no good fair value bets here right now, and because of liquidity, the ones with the best liquidity have already been priced in. Like, looks like Canada, there's no more sellers now at all, probably because the conference call is active, and then they're saying some of the words, most likely. Let's go check if the conference call is actually active right now or not. Perplexity Finance, earnings. Let me stop the music here in the background. Hymns. Starts in 3 minutes. I guess whoever wanted to just come in and buy up the last Canada sales, yeah, look, they came back. More sellers came back, but whoever just wanted to come in and buy up that, or maybe the seller just pulled their order and then they put the order back in. I'm not sure. Or it could also be, Polymarket actually cancels your orders sometimes as the event starts, so it protects people from leaving lingering orders in. So that could also be it. Polymarket's rule changed now recently. It used to be absolutely fee free. You had zero fees on this platform. Now Polymarket is gonna charge you a hefty fee, guys. A very hefty fee of 0.01 of your premium cost basis. So if you're buying, let's say, 1,000 shares of something like 65 cents, and you pay $650 for that trade, you're basically paying 0.01% of $650 for your fees. So basically, you're paying nothing. It's basically free again. So shout out to Polymarket for introducing fees, but almost like not mattering at all. Those fees don't matter at all. They're irrelevant, and there's still lots of money to be made on this platform. And if you compare it to the counterpart, their counterpart, the green company, that shall not be named. Shout out to Polymarket. Their fees are unbeatable. Unbeatable. Palantir and let's go here. Da, 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 da. Palantir and live. And hymns should be live soon. We'll wait for that. In the meantime, why don't we start diving into the stock moves? Or let's actually start with Beta. What does Beta do? What is this company, and what does the company do? $750 million according to stockanalysis.com, but NASDAQ website says obviously $900 million. $27 to $33 over here expected range. Hopefully opens up a little bit more higher, so it gives you a better short. Aerospace and defense. Ooh, okay. 2017, aerospace and defense. Kyle Clark, 828 employees, developed an electric aircraft platform. Wait, is this the company that we just saw those little robots for? If I remember correctly, like there was was that Beta? I'm pretty sure that was Beta Technologies. They're little stealth drones. They look like stealth bombers, but Perplexity Finance or Perplexity in general sucks at finding images. I hate it for that. Like, if you want to find images, you gotta go to Google. Like, it will not be replaced. Oh, so this is Beta Technologies. Okay, this is not what I was thinking. Speaking of this, though, Elon Musk was recently on Joe Rogan's podcast, and he was talking about...
I'm Anna Sara from Palantir's finance team, and I'd like to welcome you to our third quarter 2025
Scared the fuck out of me.
We'll be discussing the results announced in our press release issued after the market close and posted on our investor relations website. During the call, we will make statements regarding our business that may be considered forward-looking within applicable securities laws, including statements regarding our fourth quarter and fiscal 2025 results, management's expectations for our future financial and operational performance, and other statements regarding our plans, prospects, and expectations.
That's probably
These statements
behind.
are not promises or guarantees and are subject to risks and uncertainties, which could cause them to differ materially from actual results. Information concerning those risks is available in our earnings press release distributed after the market.
Also, we don't have
and in our SEC filings.
that much money on the line, so I really don't think I need to listen to the call, do I?
Adjusted financial measures. These non-GAAP financial measures should be considered in addition to.
I need her to say, or them to say warp speed, not to say shutdown, and not to say commercial growth. Also, we can trade live, but I think we will be behind. I don't want to trade this live without using the live, actual live. This is through Perplexity Finance. Like, if you want to trade these live, you want to connect to the call through the actual call number or through the Zoom or whatever the direct source is to the call. You don't want to use a third-party router that connects you to the call like Perplexity if you're trading these live, because you're going to be seconds behind. As you can see, this is like transcribing first and then also giving you the listen. You're naturally going to be behind than the actual call. So you got to be
revenue grew 63% year over year and 18%.
This guy sounds like a fucking AI, dude. they have an AI to do the earnings report for them. Anyways,
77%.
you know, you're gonna be behind, so you got to make sure that if you're wanting to trade these live, you got to have the right sources to cut the latency away. But it's a great way to learn earnings, right? You're learning earnings calls. When have I ever listened to earnings call? I'm just a simple day trader, willing to taking calculated risks based on historical patterns. But I've never have the patience or the need to listen to an earnings call. But now, if you're incentivizing it for me, of course I'm gonna listen to an earnings call, right? So we'll see how it works out.
Real enterprise AI at scale requires Palantir. We're seeing that AIP again and again is the only platform delivering transformational impact in this market. And critically, AIP is the only AI platform that has an actual plan for compounding your enterprise's AI leverage, not just the model maker's leverage over you.
Does he say AI growth?
Sharing this leverage with our customers is our
I should have slammed that bot.
Our company is singularly focused around value creation for our customers, and I'm proud to share with you all the fruits of our labor. We closed our highest TCV quarter.
That's not an AI. That's a person. He's like going out of his way to pronounce the words to highest.
4 deals worth $1 million or more, of which 91 deals were worth $5 million.
Don't say it.
And 53 deals
commercial
were worth
business.
$10 million.
Isn't that kind of what I don't want him to say?
Which now accounts for
commercial growth. Of our overall thank revenue. God.
We closed $1.3 billion.
Please don't say commercial growth.
A milestone achievement for the fastest growing area of our business, with a more than 6x year-over-year growth rate on a dollar-weighted duration.
Oh, you see, he skipped the words.
The trajectory is clear. Customers are converting to larger enterprise agreements in short time frames, reflecting both the expanding scope of their AI ambitions and the immediate impact.
And that was my research too. Based on my past earnings reports research, commercial growth as a whole compounded word never said once. But commercial was used a lot and growth was used a lot, and then separately, not together. And that's why cash.
Their CEO approached me to embrace a shared vision for an enterprise-wide AIP deployment to transform
You
their
can
entire
still buy it at
organization.
80 cents and make
This
20%
transformation
if you're
reflects a broader
interested.
pattern we're seeing across our customer base. AI is a strategic imperative owned at the C-suite level, with executive
Make
leadership
$1 for
recognizing that
risking
enterprise-wide
$4.
AI adoption is the defining factor separating the AI haves and the AI have-nots. We're seeing C-suite driven AI transformations across our customers. At a leading insurance company, the CEO has taken personal ownership of their AI transformation, meeting with our team regularly to orchestrate a company-wide transformation around AIP, reimagining every function from underwriting to claims processing, leading to a significant expansion of our work together. Our partnership with TWG Global, named Virgins.ai, continues to gain momentum.
Virgins?
As TWG's Thomas Toll noted, quote, "What was once a competitive advantage is now a competitive necessity. Companies that fail to incorporate AI into their core operations will be outpaced by those that do."
What the hell?
These examples underscore what we are seeing. We are the only platform bringing true transformational impact to the enterprise AI
I want to
market.
do it.
Turning to our U.S. government business, revenue grew
'cause this is how I
52%
do
year
it.
over year and 14% sequentially as we continue to deliver mission-critical capabilities. We remain deeply committed to our founding mission of supporting the U.S. government, honored by the privilege of equipping our nation with transformative software that actually works. We remain focused on delivering the most advanced defense capabilities in the world to the U.S. government and internationally to our allied partners around the world. The momentum we're carrying into Q4 is extraordinary. As we look towards the end of the year, our mission is clear. Deliver the production capabilities that turn AI from promise into performance for the enterprises defining the future of their industries through AIP's compounding AI leverage.
Okay.
I'll now
Hopefully.
turn it over to Sham.
Thanks, Ryan. 20 years of grinding has built a
Nah,
unique moat and a
I don't
growing
like
lead.
it.
Our
just
products were
gonna hide
built
it.
for this moment, and the numbers continue to show it.
I'm just going to
Realizing
put it
value
back
from
here.
AI in the enterprise requires the elegant integration of LLMs,
Commercial
workflow, and
growth has
software.
not been said
And
yet.
this is only possible with Ontology.
And
Our
let's
foundational
see.
investments in Ontology and infrastructure have positioned us to uniquely deliver on AI demand now and in the world ahead. The most significant product developments are the accelerating
Still
progress
buying at 80
in our
cents
AI
if you want.
applications
You
inside
can buy
of
shut
AIP.
down at 65 cents.
AI FDE, our AIP native development agent
Oh, that's
that
yes.
understands how
Oh,
to
you can
connect
buy
to data
shut
sources,
down
how to
no at
integrate and
41
transform data,
cents.
how to create ontologies
Oh, that's the
and
same price
functions
I
and
just
build
bought it at.
applications. It's unleashing incredible speed and productivity for our FDEs and customer developers alike. At one customer, 2 human FDEs spawned an army of AI FDEs to migrate a customer off their legacy data warehouse in 5 days, something that would have taken an army of SIs up to 2 years. This is not a prototype, this is production. Across our customers, the results are shocking. AI HiveMind is a new AIP capability that orchestrates
Also,
a
what's
swarm
going on
of
over here?
dynamically generated agents
Oh,
to
it looks
tackle
like they said
hard problem-solving,
testosterone.
idea generation and refinement, and executable proposal generation.
Looks like
that
they
is
said
integrated
FDA.
with Ontology and therefore aware of the
Oh,
context
I lost
of your
that one.
enterprise.
If they said
AI
FDA,
HiveMind
looks like they
was
said
originally
it.
developed to solve extremely
Europe,
complex problems in the classified
collaboration.
space, but it's already been used
Thankfully,
to
that's
help
the
our
only
commercial
position I
customers
had,
identify
so I
bottlenecks in their
lost
supply chain,
like
proactively
25 cents
developing
there.
possible
I
solutions,
lost
and then
30
leveraging
cents,
AI
whatever.
FD to code that up into an actual solution. In the government space, AI HiveMind is able to take its proposals and generate intricate mission plans right
What am
in
I
Gaia
listening
and
to?
Map.
I'm listening to the
Our
Palantir
focus with
earnings
AIP
call. We're trading the
continues to be
Palantir earnings
enterprise
call
autonomy, our normative view of
live.
where the
Not really
value is
trading
for
it, but
AI
we're
in the
trying to.
enterprise. HiveMind now lets the AI develop novel solutions to emergent challenges and to identify hidden opportunities. And the rest of AIP enables you to turn those ideas into an implemented reality. Closed loop evolution of the business with
Okay,
AI
hymns.
possible
Did they say
because of
FDA?
AIP and Ontology. We continue to make
Yeah,
investments
they
that
said
allow
FDA
enterprises to extend
in.
AIP
Oh, they
to
did
the
not. Hold
far
up.
edge. Edge Ontology is a new lightweight
Oh, they did.
implementation of Ontology that runs on mobile devices and enables customers to build mobile applications or embedded software for
Like
hardware,
7
things like
million
drones and
times
robots,
FDA
and is
was
fully
said in
integrated
the
with your
transcript
enterprise's
today. Holy
AIP
fuck.
instance.
All right. Yeah, we
Turning to
lost that
field-facing
one.
updates, the U.S. Army
This
issued an
one's done.
official public memo directing all Army organizations to consolidate and centralize on Vantage, the Army data
I mean,
platform
what was I
built on Foundry
expecting?
and
It's a
AIP.
medical company. Why
The
would
Army
they
views
not
this
say
not
FDA
merely
Prad,
as
you
a technical
dummy?
decision, but a
Thankfully, I
cultural
didn't
decision,
size on that
enabling the
one. I was
data-driven
like, I don't want to
decision-making that
really put
continues to
size
make
on that
our
one.
Army the
So
most
we
lethal
made a
in the
good
world.
call there. Oh,
This directive will enable the Army to rapidly sunset legacy systems.
did he say warp
and enable
speed?
more investment in the Army's future force, concept, and systems. Warp Speed and the
Boom.
American Tech Fellowship are early investments to support
Boom, baby.
manufacturing and
Boom, boom,
deindustrialization
boom.
in America are bearing
We
fruit.
told you, Warp Speed
While Warp Speed
research
launched
pays.
by helping
Warp
new
Speed, we
defense
got it at
entrants meet their
54
surging
cents.
production goals, it's
Now
being
look, people
rapidly
came in and they
adopted
bought them
across
up
the
at
traditional
64
defense
cents,
industrial
50
base
cents.
and the
Oh, that's a
maritime
day ago,
industrial
never
base.
mind.
The
But look,
second
all the
cohort of the
90s
American
got
Tech
bought
Fellowship
up.
will be
All the
wrapping up in the
90s
next
got
few
bought
weeks.
up at the
We
second they
started
said
the
it.
American Tech
We
Fellowship
got it
because we noticed
yesterday
that
at
many of our best
54
builders
cents,
were
boys.
frontline workers.
Research
They don't come
pays.
from conventional
Shout out to
consulting
Perplexity
backgrounds. They don't have
Finance.
formal
Research
computer
paid
science
for that
backgrounds.
one. We
To
got that
highlight a
one
few of these
correctly,
folks,
and
Mason,
that wasn't the high
Louisiana-based civil engineer
price
building AI applications
position.
for
Some
more
of the
accurate
positions
estimates
were
for
like
heavy
90
construction
cents,
projects,
and like I
something
said,
that is
like there
only
might
gonna
be a
grow
lock,
with
but
our
I don't want to take the
reindustrialization.
risk for
Michael,
that.
who
But
works
this
for a
one,
potato farm in
that
North
was a
Dakota,
good
is
price.
streamlining
Good
its
price,
operations.
54 cents.
And Cody from
They said the
Georgia,
word
who is
for
a
us.
utilities expert, is
Research.
building in
Now we
Foundry
just got to make
to
sure.
deliver
Oh,
safe,
Foundry.
reliable energy
I
across
told
the
you,
South.
Foundry has a high chance to be
These
said. They
Americans
just
are the
said
true face
Foundry.
of innovation,
Look, that one just
underscoring
no
that it
more
will be
sellers
the
now.
American worker
No more
with
sellers.
AI that drives reindustrialization and American prosperity. Our customers have taken notice and asked us to create
I
American
might
Tech
want to
Fellowship
buy
programs for
more
their
commercial
employees
growth.
specifically,
No.
to include Lear, who highlighted their fellowship in their recent earnings call. With that, I'll turn it over to Dave to take us through the numbers.
Thanks, Sean. We had an outstanding third quarter, achieving a Rule of 40 score of 114, our highest ever by 20 points. We also generated our highest ever reported revenue growth rate of 63% year
I'm at
over year,
60 cents.
exceeding
I
the
buy
high
it
end of
at
our prior
78
guidance by
cents.
1,300 basis points and representing a 3,300 basis point increase compared to
I'm
the
not a
growth rate
big fan
in
of that
Q3
risk to
of last year.
reward.
On the back of this extraordinary strength, we are guiding to revenue of $1.329 billion in the fourth quarter, representing 13% growth quarter over quarter, our highest ever sequential revenue growth guide, and 61% growth year over year. We're also raising our full year 2025 revenue guidance midpoint.
Oh, they said it. I thought they were gonna keep saying guide revenue, so I was like, wait. There's a chance to buy the no for revenue guidance for like 5 cents on the dollar because they're gonna say guide revenue. But nah, they ended up saying revenue guidance. Damn it!
4% year over year. 19% increase over the guidance we gave just last quarter.
They ended up saying revenue
Accelerating
guidance.
demand for AIP continues to drive the outperformance in our U.S. business overall, which grew 77% year over year.
They still haven't said shutdown,
in the third
and you know people
our US
are
commercial business grew
pricing it in pretty
121%
high.
year over year. And
If they don't
29%
say it, you
sequentially.
can buy this
And our US
for a
government
pretty good
business
price.
grew 52% year over year and 14% sequentially. We delivered these exceptional top-line results while also achieving our highest ever reported adjusted operating margin of 51%, exceeding the high end of our prior guidance by 500 basis points and highlighting the unit economics
let's
of
go
our
back
business
here.
at scale. Our revenue and profitability drove a 20-point sequential increase to our Rule of 40 score.
Commercial
from
growth
94
still
in the
hasn't
second
been
quarter
said.
to 114 in the third quarter. On a
Shut
trailing
down.
12-month basis, we generated $2 billion in
That's
adjusted free
still
cash
not
flow
been
for the first
said.
time in the company's history. Turning to our
This
global
is
top-line
interesting
results,
because they just had a
third quarter
partnership with
revenue
this
grew
company
63%
Hayden,
year over year and 18% sequentially
and
to
you know it's like
$1.181 billion.
either they say that they
Third
have a
quarter US revenue
partnership, and
grew
if they say
77%
partnership, there's a
year-over-year
good chance
and
they say
20%
Hayden.
sequentially
But
to
if they don't say
$883
partnership,
million.
there's a good chance they don't say
Excluding the impact
Hayden.
of revenue from
So
strategic commercial contracts, third quarter
you know there's a
revenue grew
trade here that
65%
could be made.
year-over-year and 18% sequentially, and third quarter U.S. revenue grew 78% year over year and 20% sequentially. We closed our highest ever quarter.
Since
of
we're not
TCV
really
bookings
trading
at
him,
$2.8 billion,
we can close
up
this.
151%
We lost this one.
year over year. This eclipses our prior highest quarter of TCV bookings just last quarter by nearly $500 million. Customer count grew 45% year over year and 7% sequentially to 911 customers. Revenue from our largest customers continues to expand. Third quarter trailing 12-month revenue from our top 20 customers increased 38% year over year to $83 million per customer. Now moving to our commercial segment. Third quarter commercial revenue grew 73% year over year and 22% sequentially to $548 million. This is the fourth consecutive quarter that revenue from our commercial business has been larger than our U.S. government business. Excluding the impact from strategic commercial contracts, third quarter commercial revenue grew 77% year over year and 22% sequentially. We closed $1.4 billion in commercial TCV bookings, representing 132% growth year over year and 32% sequentially. AIP continues to drive existing customer expansions and new customer conversions in the U.S. Third quarter U.S. commercial revenue grew 121% year over year and 29% sequentially to $397 million.
Just don't say the
Excluding
words
revenue from
together.
strategic commercial contracts, third quarter U.S. commercial revenue grew 126% year
Don't
over
say
year
the words
and 29%
together.
sequentially. In the third quarter, we closed $1.3 billion of U.S. commercial TCV bookings, representing growth of 342%
Don't say
year over
the
year
words
and
together.
surpassing the billion-dollar mark for the first time. Over the past 12 months, we closed $3.8 billion of U.S. commercial TCV bookings, a 217% increase from the
Don't
prior
say
12
the words
months,
together.
highlighting the demand for AI production use cases. Total remaining deal value in our U.S. commercial business grew 199%
Don't say the
year-over-year
words
and
together.
30% sequentially. Our U.S. commercial customer count grew to 530 customers, reflecting growth of 65% year-over-year and 9% sequentially. Third quarter international commercial revenue grew 10% year-over-year and 5%
Good.
sequentially.
He has words
to
in
$152
between.
million. For international commercial business, we continue to capitalize on targeted growth
He
opportunities.
keeps
in
putting
Asia,
words in
the Middle East,
between.
and
I
beyond,
love it.
but remain focused on accelerating the growth in our U.S. business. Revenue from strategic commercial contracts was $2.9 million for the quarter. We anticipate fourth quarter 2025 revenue from these contracts to be between $2 to $4 million, compared to $9.6 million in the fourth quarter of 2024. We anticipate 2025 revenue from these contracts to be less than half of 1% of full year revenue. Shifting to our government segment.
Nah, I'm
Third
not
quarter
gonna buy
government
it.
revenue grew 55% year over year.
Government
and 14%
revenue
sequentially
grew.
to $633 million.
Okay.
Third quarter U.S. government revenue grew 52% year
Oh, are
over
we
year
over from the
and
government
14%
section now?
sequentially to $486
We over
million.
from the commercial
This
to the
growth was
government,
driven
right?
by continued execution in
We
existing
we
programs
passed we
and
passed
new
that.
awards,
We passed that.
growing
Let's
demand for
go.
AI in our government software offerings.
Okay.
Third quarter international government revenue grew 66% year over year and 16% sequentially to $147 million, bolstered primarily by our continued work in the UK.
Now watch how
As
fastly this
previously mentioned,
moves if
we
he
closed
says
our
government
highest ever
contract.
quarter of TCV bookings at $2.8 billion, up 151% year over year. Net dollar retention was 134%, an increase of 600 basis points from last quarter. The increase was driven both by expansions at existing customers and new
He's got to
customers
make sure
acquired
he
in
doesn't
Q3
say
of last
commercial
year,
growth.
as we
Yep,
see
he
the
doesn't
effect of
hasn't
the
been
AI
said, and
revolution.
according to my
As net
research,
dollar retention
he hasn't
does not
ever said
include
that.
revenue from new
So
customers
perfect.
that were acquired
But
in
they
the
could
past
also
12
get
months.
baited
It
by
does not
question
yet
and
fully
answers.
capture the acceleration and velocity in our U.S. business over the past year. We ended the third quarter with $8.6 billion in total remaining deal value, an increase of 91% year over year and 21% sequentially, and $2.6 billion in remaining performance obligations, an increase of 66% year over year and 8% sequentially. As a reminder, RPO is primarily comprised of our commercial business, as it does not take into account contracts with an initial term of less than 12 months and contractual obligations that fall beyond termination for convenience clauses, both of which are common in most of our government business. Turning to margin and expense. Adjusted gross margin, which excludes stock-based compensation expense, was 84% for the quarter.
Are they not going to talk about
Adjusted
their
income from
partnerships at
operations,
all? Because
which
like
excludes
the
stock-based
64
compensation
cents is
expense
not a
and
bad
related employer
price.
payroll taxes, was $601 million, representing adjusted operating margin of 51%. Q3 adjusted expense was
Haden.
$581 million, up 8%
Hayden.
sequentially and 29%
Hayden.
year over year, primarily driven by our continued investment in AIP and
Oh,
technical
what did they
hiring.
say it?
We continue to expect expenses to increase in the fourth
Where
quarter
is the
as we remain
word being
committed to investing in
highlighted?
the product pipeline and the most elite technical talent, all while delivering on our goals of sustained GAAP profitability. Third quarter GAAP operating income was $393 million, representing a 33% margin. Third quarter GAAP net income was $476 million, representing a 40% margin. Third quarter stock-based compensation expense was $172 million, and equity-related employer payroll tax expense
Why does
was
it say
$35
1
million.
out of 1? You guys
Third
see
quarter
that?
GAAP
Oh, you
earnings per
guys
share
can't
was
see
18
this up
cents.
here, the search
Third
bar
quarter adjusted
that
earnings
I'm
per share
using to
was 21
search.
cents. Additionally, our combined
Damn.
revenue growth and adjusted operating margin
It says 1 out of 1
accelerated
for
to
Hayden, but I don't
114%
see it
in the third
highlighting
quarter,
any words.
a
Sometimes it
20-point
bugs
increase
out
to our
like
Rule
that.
of
I
40
hate
score
that.
from the prior quarter, and our ninth consecutive quarter of an expanding Rule of 40 score.
Oh, why shut down
With the
trading like
increase in our
this?
2025
Oh,
revenue
okay,
and adjusted
gotcha.
operating
There's
income
people who
guidance,
want to
we are
buy
now guiding
shutdown.
to
No
a
one
Rule of
wants
40
to buy
score of
shutdown at all.
102%
Or
for
no
the
one
full
wants to
year.
buy yes on shutdown.
Turning to our
Only
cash flow.
people
In the third
on
quarter,
no
we
want to buy
generated
shutdown.
$508 million in cash
Or
from
even vice
operations
versa.
and $540 million in adjusted free cash flow, representing margins of 43% and 46% respectively. Additionally, we achieved $2 billion in trailing 12-month adjusted free cash flow for the first time. Through the end of the third quarter, we repurchased approximately 2.6 million shares as part of our share repurchase program.
Okay, 30 minutes
As of
into
the end
this
of the
call,
quarter, we have 800
just waiting for them to say no shutdown, but I'm pretty sure commercial growth is a lock.
$6.4 billion in cash equivalents, and short-term U.S. Treasury securities.
I'm almost sure we
Now
locked
turning
this
to our
one.
outlook. For Q4 2025, we expect revenue of between 1.327
I don't want to hear commercial growth here.
billion.
We're
And adjusted
expecting
income from
commercial growth to
operations of
be
between 695 and 699 million. For full year 2025, we are raising our revenue guidance to between 4.396 and 4.400 billion. We are raising our U.S. commercial revenue guidance to an excess of 1.433 billion.
U.S. commercial
representing
revenue
growth rate of
guidance.
At least 104%.
Oh, thank you, God.
We are raising our adjusted income from operations guidance to between 2.151 and
This is
2.155
still trading at
billion.
77. No,
We are
like
raising our
people are
adjusted free
not
cash flow
certain.
guidance to between
I'm not
1.9
certain, to be
and
honest.
2.1 billion. And we continue to expect GAAP operating income and net income in each quarter of this year. With that, I'll turn it over to Alex for a few remarks, and then Anna will kick off the Q&A.
Okay, we're almost done.
Greetings. By any normal or even reasonable standard, these are not normal results. These are not even strong results. These aren't extraordinary results. These are arguably the best results that any software company
Is
has
this
ever
Alex?
delivered. It
sounds like it's Alex.
Despite what
This
your
is- this
analyst
has
friends
gotta be
may want
Alex.
you to believe because they've been
Yeah,
wrong at every
this is
price,
my
they're
boy
wrong on
Alex.
at every single round. But of
Come
course,
on.
they're persuasive, and they're not investing their own money. But a normal enterprise company should not have a rule of 40 above 100. A normal enterprise company at our base should not have over 100% U.S. commercial growth, should not have 77% growth in the U.S. And by the way, that growth is being held down by a stagnant Europe, which is still a significant part of our business.
Were they
the
supposed to say
pure,
Europe? Oh no, it was
unvarnished
Hims. Hims was
numbers
supposed to say Europe or not.
77% growth off of a massive, significant base
What?
with very significant cash flow, with a company that throws off a rule of 40.
Did
of
he say
114.
commercial growth?
And then,
Why
if
is it
this
trading
world
like
was at all
yes?
sane,
Oh no, they
every
tripped me
single
out. It
every
was
single
warp speed that's
person in the
trading.
financial world would stop and say, "How did this happen? How did a company which
Wait, no, did
stood
he
by
say it?
the
'Cause it's
American
trading like
warfighter,
he said it.
Marines, special operators, people
No.
in clandestine services who stood up for our right of free speech and was really the first company to be completely anti-woke.
Wait, what?
How did this company stick up
Wait,
for the American
he
warfighter?
just said it.
Actually
Fucking
give
Alex Karp.
normal Americans
He just
venture
fucking said it,
quality
you
results.
fuck.
So one of the issues we have with the arbiters of truth is it was
All
the
right.
American worker.
Well, we won one,
that
we
we
lost one.
supported, and the American worker that we
Thank
helped make
God I
rich.
didn't
And the arbiters
buy
of truth somehow did not
77
participate in that
cents,
because they were
right?
such experts.
So
And of course,
glad
you
we
know,
didn't buy
but
77
what these
cents.
numbers show.
Let's see if we can
is,
sell it real quick.
Doing that and taking the American worker along with it, and doing it in a way that foreshadowed the future. FDE, Ontology, Foundry, making each specific institution, making the American warfighter
If we can get
fight
rid of it for
the way
a
the
10
American
cent
warfighter
loss.
is born
I
to
don't
fight.
think we will be able to.
Empowering the tenets of being
Okay, so we won one, we lost
free
one.
and having the ability to do creative things.
They kind of
in the
canceled each
battlefield
other
context.
but
And
it's
then,
still a loss at the
taking,
end of the day.
enterprises, instead of selling them commodity parasitic
Did he say
software
shutdown? 'Cause
with
that
a
one's
massive
trading like he
sales
said
force,
shutdown.
with a kind of lumbering, jargon-bearing leaders offering you steaks and dinners and other things we shall not mention.
Okay, doesn't seem like he said it yet.
The high value revenue of your enterprise over to them in return for these accolades. We created direct alignment with our customers. And what does that mean? It means when our customers have a unique and tribal way of doing something, whether it's underwriting or fighting or making workers
Wasn't
even
that
more
commercial
valuable,
growth he
we
did?
put
God
an
damn
FDA,
it.
we orchestrated an ontology. We take the tribal understanding of their business, the specific nature of their business that makes
Fucking
them
Alex Karp had
particular
to ruin
and
my day, huh?
valuable and lethal, and we empower that. And how do we participate in that? Unlike seemingly in the most
You can
obvious
see
way,
how
we are
like
downstream
the
from value
previous
creation. So when you
interviewers
see
or the people who were
141 or you
announcing
see
numbers, they were like
77% or
dodging that
63,
word
and you ask,
every
and
chance
by
they
the way, with
could. It
really
was like
a
commercial this
workforce
something growth,
that is,
commercial this
not
something
growing
revenue
in any
growth.
way linearly
I was like,
proportional
oh
to
yeah,
that growth.
yeah,
And also with
exactly
the
like
sales
previous
force, which is
transcripts.
declining, which seems
And then
improbable.
Alex Karp comes
The
in,
reason why that's working
does what he
is
does
because
best.
we are making our clients more money, or we're making them more dominant on the battlefield, and they're paying us a subset of that. And this is why these numbers are so extraordinary. The sociological and political version of this should be, wait a minute, how can we learn from this? How can we implement institutions? By the way, we have all these people talking about an AI bubble. I'll tell you what 114 proves. There is a massive part of the AI market that actually cares about value creation.
How's the
And that's
account?
the
We took
part
a little
we
bit of a
own.
beating overnight,
We own
or
that
over
part
on the
because to
weekend.
do this,
Sorry, oh,
you
and
have to
overnight
have
too.
FD
Honestly,
orchestration, you have to have
a
ontology,
little bit of a
and you have to have
pullback,
Foundry,
but
and you
still
have to have
good, still
access
in the
to game,
green,
and you
still
have to
in
have
the
deep
green.
understanding of how to do
But
that. And you have to have
NFL,
done this for a
NFL
very,
costed
very long
me
time
yesterday
with
quite a
products.
bit.
By the way, and then the products are getting
In
better
terms
and
of
better and
percentage
better and
value
better.
of the
And I'll let
account,
Shyam talk about what we're doing on the
notionally.
battlefield to the extent that we can, but you see the very similar trajectory.
But yeah,
where
we're good.
giving America,
UFC
both
was
in
good,
industry and in
but
government, a massive
NFL
unfair
wasn't.
advantage. And again, you see it.
Still
like, if you
trying to
look at our
figure
numbers,
out
look at how
some
poorly Europe is doing.
things.
Look how
Maybe
well
you
America's
can
doing.
actually help
Look
me
how we're
with
doing
this
And
because
again, it's
you
not
are
just
such
top
a
line. The rule of
cryptocurrency
114
guy.
that we have
Maybe you can
shows
help me
top
with
line
this.
and bottom line growth that
I'll
is
message you
distinctive,
about it.
massive,
I'm
and
trying to
unique.
master
And
something
on top of everything else,
that this one guy
there
is
this issue in
doing.
the U.S.
And
that we're
if you
all
can
focused on at
even not
Palantir, which
like
is
you don't need to
what
master
access,
it.
what
If you can
portion
even
of
do
the
a
GDP
portion
growth
of
that we're blessed to have
something
in this
that I
country,
have a plan
meaning,
for,
GDP growth,
it's a very
defined
viable
or helped
strategy
down bolstered by AI.
just to have
What
some side income. So
percentage of that
I
is
might need
available
to
the
scratch your
American
brain a
worker?
little
And so
bit
when we're
and see how that one works out.
GDP
But
availability
over
for the
here,
American worker, meaning
shutdown is the only word left
growth,
for me.
or is it just people around this table who are getting richer
If he
and
doesn't
richer?
say
And
shut
then you
down,
see our platform on the
or
battlefield, as Shyam
anyone
was
in the
mentioning,
thing, even in
people
the
doing
QA
the
doesn't
coding
say
in
shut
AIP
down,
are
I think we
vocationally
will be
trained,
Gucci
smart Americans with
and
specific
end up
knowledge. They
profitable
don't have-
on mentioned
and
markets
actually,
earnings reports
and
once
you people on
again.
the factory floor,
Keep in
very
mind we
same
did
thing.
lose
People across the
like
nation,
a little
truck
bit, like
drivers,
20, 30 cents I think
anybody with
on him's
specific domain
earnings call.
expertise is more
We made
powerful, more valuable in our product than they
$2.50
were
here.
yesterday. In
We
fact,
lost.
the real misalignment of AI is with
Where is
people
it?
with commodity,
Some money.
like high-trained
Yeah,
elite
there's no
institution,
chance. We lost
general
some money here,
specialist.
which is
That's
$3.
just not as
So
valuable as it
basically,
was.
we're
And yes,
down like
the
$1, or we're
the
down 50
destructive,
cents right
positive
now on
destruction
Palantir.
of capitalism is
But
gonna put
if
that
they don't
class of
say shut
people,
down,
typically the
then
class
we're
of
gonna
people
be
that also is
up
kind of
$1
skeptical of
or
Palantir
so
under enormous
on
pressure.
Palantir,
But
which
it is what I see in these
is
numbers.
irrelevant.
I think what we see in these numbers is
it's irrelevant.
to be
We're
put
just
it
playing
slightly
around with
over the top. Yeah, we
with
were
play
right,
money
you were
here.
wrong.
But
we are going to go very, very deep.
we're trying
on
to
our
grow
rightness
a very
because
small
it is
account the best way
exceedingly good
possible
for
that we
America.
know,
It's
because
exceedingly
we are
good for the
still new to
American
this
economy.
game.
It's as
Maybe
good
I
for
need to
American
start
workers. And you
betting
know what?
like
I really
10,
enjoy
20 bucks
turning
on those
TV
90
and
cent,
seeing some analysts
90
explain
cent
why some
words
other
like
company
Foundry
is better than ours simply because
and
they didn't make any money on our company.
those
and
90
probably
cent
aren't.
words that I was
And
saying
we're
earlier that are
just
almost
going to keep
guaranteed to be
going
said.
and going and
Warp
going.
speed at
And then we're
55
obviously
that I
not gonna
had
forecast
earlier,
for
was it
next year,
60
but I would
cents?
say,
54.
if you're
Warp
thinking
speed at
about how this
54
company is
is
gonna
actually
go,
a
look at our ability to value
great
create.
buy,
Look at our
man.
ability to create
But
revenue on the top end.
I
Look
should
at
have
it-
bought more. I
look
should
at
have
the
bought
unit
like 10
economics
bucks
of our
worth
business.
of it
If you're a
instead of just
technical
$5,
expert
right?
in how do you
So
evaluate business,
I need to
evaluate those numbers against any
I
other
need to
business
figure
you've
out
ever
how to
seen,
size
and then
up
make your
and
decision. But
where
yeah,
to size
I'm
up,
wildly enthusiastic. I
when
think
to
we're
size up
wildly enthusiastic.
in this game,
And,
because I want to really
and thank you
grow this
for
account as
those
fast
of you
as
who
possible.
stayed
Yeah,
with
that
us
one's a
to
loss.
enjoy
That
these
one's a
numbers,
loss.
especially Palantirians who work day and night to deliver these kind of numbers.
Shout out to Alex.
Thank you, Alex. We'll now turn to questions from our shareholders before opening up the call. We received a few questions asking, what do you see as Palantir's unique differentiator that others may not understand?
Well, Alex mentioned a bit of this here. You know, it's become fashionable actually for lots of companies to start hiring FTEs. The Financial Times had an article about how it's the most popular new job title.
I'm just praying
But
they don't
what you
say
see is that
shutdown
they
at this
don't
point,
really
chat. So
understand
I
it. It's
guess
just
we could
mimetic.
kind of
If you-
mute
everything
this
Alex
and
just
turn
said,
this
even the
lower
software that works,
and
the
just
software
pray that they don't say shutdown somewhere down the line. And in the meantime, let's get to work. We spent an hour basically talking about some stocks, but mostly about Polymarket. Let's give you guys a quick little rundown of what's important tomorrow for the day trade basket. Palantir, what? That's a deep pullback on Palantir after the report. I remember seeing a 218. Now we're back below at the 207, 210 area. That's ugly. You know, Palantir looked pretty good off the report initially, beating and running up to a new all-time high, but now the question is, can we even stay above a 210 tomorrow? If Palantir is struggling to stay above 210 in the pre-market, you might want to start questioning the earnings report, the buyers. Maybe it's a little bit extended, and you know, if it's a selling opportunity over here after this type of a reaction. So lots of questions will be asked tomorrow in pre-market, and I think most people will use this 210 as an inflection area as your long as in buy above it, over, and under would be short below 210. So make sure you're watching Palantir. This was a high priority name without a doubt. Beta Technologies, we were actually diving a little bit deeper into this one before the earnings call started. Beta Technologies is close to a drone eVTOL company, type of Archer type of company, and Elon Musk on Joe Rogan's podcast was talking about you know, possible drone or flying car coming out of Tesla very soon at a conference. So that'll be very, very interesting if it comes out that way. Let's actually go to beta before we go to earnings movers to talk about, because we were talking about beta. So once again, beta IPO tomorrow. It says $750 over here. I'm just gonna go ahead and actually mute Palantir. Mute the Palantir call. So Beta Technologies, $750 a deal size on stock analysis, but Nasdaq website says it's about 950 something deal size. 25 million shares, $27 to $33. Aerospace and defense company statistics come out with $5 billion enterprise value, so they're not a small cap by any means, right? They're kind of around the border of small cap, but still not small cap. Shares outstanding 180 million shares, not profitable. But are they? Yeah, they're not growing either. They're not profitable. I guess like they didn't grow from 2023 to 2024, but they are growing now. How exactly would they be growing would be a big question in itself. We design, manufacture, and sell high-performance electric aircraft, advanced electrical propulsion systems, charging systems, and components. So you don't make cars that fly. You supply people with these parts. Is that what you guys do over here? In that case, I could see that being pretty profitable. We design, manufacture, and sell high performance electrical aircrafts, advanced electrical propulsion systems. I mean, pretty cool. Further, we have invested in the underlying infrastructure of this breakthrough technology, which is critical to bringing electrical aviation to life. We believe we have developed differentiated presence in North America and are well positioned to expand globally. I don't think about that. I don't know about this one, because China is going to beat you on that one. We intend to prioritize cargo and logistics while also focusing to military applications and medical industries before delivering aircraft to passenger operators. So basically saying, if you're a normal person requesting something like this coming out soon for you, yeah, forget about it. First, we're going to do military. Naturally, that's how everything goes. First, they provide to military, then they go to businesses, then they go to normal people. And there's a reason behind that. The reason is if you want to do some of these cool stuff out there, like even SpaceX, right? When Elon wanted to launch those cool SpaceX rockets, the first thing that he had to do was go out and look at the problems that NASA and military wanted to solve. Once he figured out a problem that NASA and military wanted to solve that he could fix or solve himself, then they give you grants, they give you government offers, government grants. That's how all of these programs begin. Anduril Technologies, first he made the Oculus for gaming because he's such a gamer, and then Meta came out and bought his company. He said, all right, cool enough, he got rich, he left the company, and then now he's basically doing the same thing on a much larger scale for military. Right now he's building AI drone Ghost Shark submarines. He's building AI drone flights that are flying by themselves. He's building systems where glasses shows you people through boxes, like cargo boxes. You can see enemy through cargo boxes. It's like having wall hacks for anyone who's played video games before. It's like having wall hacks, like solving those type of problems first for military, then eventually for business, and then it will bleed into normal human life technologies and so on, which that's just normal life cycle. That's where the money comes. First the military gives you money, and then eventually you get enough money through that to provide to passengers. All right, so Beta looks like a company worth keeping an eye on. But if you guys remember recent IPOs in the same sector, Voyager Technologies, probably a good company to study for their IPO day. They IPO'd way too high than their expected price. I don't think Beta Technology is going to do something like this, but if it does, very, very simple short at that point, because previous companies have done similar IPOs. Gemini is not a space station, it's a crypto company. Trying to remember another space exploration company that IPO'd recently beside Voyager. I can't remember one right now. There was one most recently, but whatever. They all basically crumbled after their IPO. So Beta, in relation to the IPO price of 20 to 30 bucks, if it opens up at 50 something, very much looking to short that name. But if it opens up near 20, 30, then possibly looking to see if there's some good long opportunities at the same time. Now, going to the earnings calendar, let's talk about the two names today after hours. We already talked about Palantir briefly. Looks very, very sad to see that move over there. And HIMS originally went down and then did the opposite of what Palantir did. Complete 180 reversal back to the upside. Nice little move back over here in previous ranges on HIMS. Looks like it did not want to crumble at all. So for those of you who are interested to keep an eye on for I'm pretty sure HIMS, if you go to the 200-day moving average, is right at the 200-day moving average. So that's a pretty good thing over there. I gotta go, be right back. I'll be back in like 5 minutes. In the meantime, you guys get to listen to some music. Be right back, chat. We're back. We're back. Did you miss me? It's like something really itching in my eye, man. It's annoying the crap out of me. Did Hims report, and was it bad trading down? So Hims did report. Shake it more than twice and you're playing with it. Always gotta shake it more than twice, and there's nothing wrong with playing with it. Alright? Ain't nothing wrong with playing with it. Okay, did Hims report, and was it bad? Doesn't matter because the market liked it, I guess is the answer. Originally dropped down. They did miss their EPS, but you know, market bought it right back up, and if you can see it on the higher time frame, they do not want to see the stock below the 200-day moving average. They simply don't like seeing this name below the 200-day. And the way it got bought right back up today, that's telling me, let me just delete some of these drawings. That's telling me if we get back above $47 tomorrow, there's a long coming in on Hims that you don't want to miss out on. So I'm going to be careful looking for the short. There's realistically only two opportunities for a short. One opportunity. There's only two opportunities to trade here for me tomorrow. One of them is a long above 47, and the other one the short below 44. Now, a more savvy trader, which I believe I am, could look for a long over here back into, the middle of the range over here, 45, 46. So somewhere through here, back through here, maybe even back all the way to 47. That would be interesting. And then vice versa, a short from here back into the middle of the range, and maybe even all the way back down to 44. So the key inflection levels where I'm going to be looking to make decisions, either a short or a long, is going to be at 44 or at 47. In the middle of the range, I really don't want to do anything. I don't care how the stock reacts over here. Once we do find a resolution around these areas, above or below, that's where I think it's time to pedal to the metal. It's time to party and look to put some risk on the table. So make sure you have this on the watch list tomorrow. But I still think Palantir is a much higher priority. It could easily give you one of the best trades tomorrow to the upside, but it can also, keep in mind, just chop around sideways. Just chop around sideways. The last time Palantir reported earnings, I remember it being a horrible intraday day trade. A horrible intraday day trade. Maybe I can try to pull up that day right there and go to the 5-minute. Yeah, there we go. Oh, fuck. And where's the play button? So you can see how choppy it was. Actually, it was a pretty good short if you were looking for it. But you can see how choppy it was, just sideways action for most of the day. Went up, went down. This was the action of the earnings stock. Boom. Choppy, 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 just VWAP, VWAP, boring. No one direction up, no one direction down. So based off of that, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if Palantir tomorrow does this sideways below 210, below 211, but above 205, above 206, which would be boring, but then maybe more upside on the coming week and so on. Hey, there's tons of stocks reporting, right? So thankfully, you don't have to put all your eggs in one basket on Palantir. There's ON that reported today at pre-market. There's Uber reported tomorrow pre-market, which actually went up on a monster rally today. Okay, Uber. Shopify reporting tomorrow pre-market. Spotify reporting tomorrow pre-market. Pfizer, Hut 8, Race, Norwegian Cruise Line. So there's a lot of names out there. Shout out to Netflix before we get off of earnings names. I want to quickly shout out to Netflix because they are announcing a 10:1 stock split. So, you know, it's been a long time since we've seen. No, this is the first time ever Netflix had a stock split. But is it? Oh, no, they did have another one over here, 7:1. I'm wrong. Not the first time ever, but first time ever 10:1, I think. However, we've heard a lot of stocks recently do a 10:1 stock split. What was it? Tesla was one of them. Amazon was one of them. Google, did Google have a stock split 10:1? I somehow remember them being $1,000 not too long ago. I've traded it, but I don't even remember it, right? So you know, all of these companies that were really expensive now having a stock split, which would thankfully make Netflix a lot more day tradable, and given you know, the current catalysts around Netflix, like the boycott Netflix and all those things, I think there would be some opportunities based off of news headlines on Netflix coming up in the future. So I'll be watching this one for sure when that stock split happens. Until then, you know, I'm not really as interested. I don't even have Netflix shares in my portfolio. That's basically tomorrow's basic watch list. Uber up, interesting. Yeah, Uber had a pretty good green day today, man. All the way back to all-time high almost. Let me correct myself here. 1 week chart. Yes, all-time high. Pretty good move over there on Uber day before earnings report. So it'll be very interesting to see if you know, you actually get a breakout of the 102 from the report itself and manage to keep blasting up north side. Currently, I think, what is it? Oh, let's actually go check Polymarket. What is Polymarket expecting? What is this? Ooh, nice. We got a limit fill on Al Rifa. How many shares did I buy over there? That'll be funny. 5 shares? Okay, yeah, we're testing something. We're testing the waters over here. Testing the waters. Let's go to the earnings board and check what people are expecting Uber to do. So you got 83% probability that Uber is going to beat the earnings report. 86% probability Shopify is going to beat the report. Keep in mind though, guys, these are not trading decisions, okay? These are just something to keep an eye on. The volume on these markets are very, very low. $10,000, not even 10 million. $10,000 only have been traded on the Shopify market, and it's going to be the same thing for a lot of these markets. Just because Polymarket participants think that Rivian is going to beat with a 71% probability doesn't mean that it's going to actually play out that way. For example, HIMS was trading at a 90% probability, if I remember correctly, that they're going to beat, or maybe a 50% probability. Yeah, 50, 60, 80% probability, and everyone who bet that HIMS is going to beat their EPS clearly lost on their bet over there, right? So keep in mind that these are not 100% guarantee, and with the way my balance is dropping, I'm expecting that they said shutdown. Looks like they might have said shutdown. Is this conference call done?
You know, for Alex and the team, what can you just walk through the crowd? I don't.
Okay, that conference call is done. Let's refresh the page. finance, earnings, Palantir, earnings, transcript, search, shutdown, not said, shutdown, not said, shutdown. I don't see it. Oh, okay, okay. 87 cents for no. That means we won. Okay, I thought it's trading at 81 cents. Sorry, 75 cents for yes. I was like, what? There's no way. You're telling me I can buy this at 25 cents? No, no. You're buying yes for 25 cents, which would be wrong. No would be correct. So that, ladies and gentlemen, we came out overall profitable. Very little, but profitable on the earnings mentions markets. Awesome. We love doing these things, learning new things, even though, you know, it doesn't really matter. We're trading for very, very small size. We're learning new things. So far, we've yet to take a big beating on earnings calls and you know, on mentioned markets in general. Mentioned markets are one of my most profitable markets at the moment, and I guess I need to figure out a way to mentally put myself in these positions, even though they do cost 90 cents for the dollar. That you're basically buying a dollar for 90 cents, which is good. And if you're 90% sure that this word is going to be said, then buying 90 cents on the dollar might not be a bad thing. So I got to figure out mentally to put myself in these positions, but overall, you know, good day over here on the mentions market, good day on the stock market, can't complain. And Palantir, shout out to Palantir's earnings reports. We actually have more mentioned calls tomorrow on other stocks, so I might spin up a live stream later on at night, maybe not. I'll let you guys know on Twitter, so make sure you follow me when I do my research and put my bets down. So, all right, that's basically all she wrote for the poly market side. Let's quickly come back to the stock market over here. We talked about the IPO. We talked about a few of the stocks reporting pre-market. We went through Palantir. We went through HIMS. What happened on HIMS? Michael, it's like you asked me a question and then you disappear and you go to some other stream or something. I've been talking about HIMS for like the last 30 minutes, bro. Where were you? HIMS reported earnings and it popped. That's basically what happened. It went down, it popped back up, and now it's in the range. For me, it's either above 47 and then it's a trade decision, or it's below 44 and it's a trade decision. I also want to mark up these after hour highs and lows for myself really quickly, 41 and 48, just so I know where those levels are. I mean, I'll see it in the after hours anyways, right? Or when I'm trading, I'll see it. Oh, it was my hair from up here, my shabby hair from up here that was hitting my eyeball and annoying me. Oh my god, now my eye feels 10 times better. Ooh, much better. You guys probably get like a full crystal clear view of me messing with my eye now, huh? That's crazy. That's awesome. Okay, so we talked about HIMS. Vertex, VRTX. I wanted to talk about this one really quickly. Oh, it's a $400 name now. What the fuck? I don't remember this. Okay, ignore Vertex then. I guess that's about it. We can obviously talk about some of the large cap names. Apple. How's Apple doing right now? Cooling off its jets. It's Tesla getting ready to blast off. I hope so. It looks like it is. So you're basically watching above 474. You could use TSLL for some exposure here. And if Tesla blasts off above its all-time high, I mean, we are, you know, stone's throw away from 500. Then 500, 600, 700. I mean, come on, Tesla. You can do it. You got the Tesla vote coming in, or did it already happen? I'm not sure, but the Tesla vote, BTC USD does have a little bit of influence on Tesla, so sadly that is going to the downside at the moment. Talking about BTC, remember tomorrow you have Hut 8, which is reporting tomorrow, HUT. That's a crypto miner company. Currently looking like it wants to, wow, rip to the north side, $57 and higher. That'll be interesting. Coinbase, obviously should go down along with Bitcoin, so that's looking weak. And MicroStrategy absolutely destroyed. I warned you guys about this. If you guys didn't listen to me when I said be careful about MicroStrategy, it's not really behaving like a company should, a bullish company should, and looks like we were right about that one. Hopefully you guys were able to take your profits when it came into play. Hive, I have no clue what the hell Hive is. Is that a ticker? It is a ticker. Ooh, nice little pullback over here. It kind of reminds me of a couple stocks like Open Door and IREN and so on in terms of the chart. Maybe if it holds up around this $5 like it's trying to, could have another move up for sure. That could be something to keep an eye on. No crypto ever. You're just a hater, TH. You gotta stop being a get off my lawn type of geezer and learn to love crypto, okay? Honestly, I've been an anti-crypto guy all my life, and now every single day when I keep playing with Polymarket and other Polymarket type tools, I keep seeing the beauty that is crypto and the magic internet money. Okay, the magic internet money is awesome. All jokes aside, there's actually some very cool applications to look at this. People are selling 99.8. Like if you want to buy it, you can buy 99.8 with $998 and it'll give you a $2 return. Not worth it at all, but if you're interested in it, you can get that bad boy there. Revenue guidance, I'm pretty sure they set that. AI growth, they did not say this one, right? Yeah, we were gonna buy that one. Hayden, see guys, they did not say Hayden and they did not say partnership. I bet you partnership tanked. Where is partnership? Partnership. Oh, partnership went up, but they didn't talk about Hayden. Interesting. So maybe they talked about partnership in general, but they didn't talk about the partnership with Hayden, so Hayden tanked. And you could have bought the no for this one. We were looking at it at like 60 cents or 40 cents live. And I told you there was a trade here to be made, and you could have made that trade if you were watching it. So that right there is proof to you that these earnings calls are not only now a way to be informed about the company and the stock market for those of you who are stock market participants, but they're also directly a way for you to make money. There's also a way for you to hedge your stock portfolio directly with Polymarket and prediction markets and stop yourself from losing big. With things like tariffs and a random event like Trump waking up and slapping tariffs on China, and then the next day he's pulling those tariffs off. You can protect yourself from these type of events through Polymarket and through prediction markets. And for those of you people who are not doing it right now, you are gonna be very, very late, because it's only time before hedge funds and big market participants start doing this. Previously, Trump event would have not been able to been tradable, and the only way you would have been able to hedge it is buying puts and so on against yourself. But now you don't have to go out there and buy puts. You can just bet on is Trump is going to say something, or trade that live based using news tools like Benzinga or Bloomberg or whatever it is. So it's just awesome opportunities out there. Like imagine you are long Palantir off of its earnings reports. Oh, let me show you actually instead of talking about it. Imagine you are long Palantir after hours for the earnings report, right? And now you're upset with how Palantir pulled back off the earnings report. Now you're upset that, oh my God, Palantir pulled back. Look how weak it looks. And now it's going back below 200. Is this really going to get me some money tonight or tomorrow? If you're worried about it, you can go here and basically bet on where's Palantir tomorrow. Palantir tomorrow, daily. Where is Palantir? There you go. Palantir up, down. Is it November 4th? Yeah. So Palantir. Ooh. Ooh. I might actually do something fancy here. Hold up, chat. I might just try to do something cool here. We'll see if it works out. I can't even see my order. Okay, there you go. Let's see if I can buy some down right now for Palantir, because I think Palantir does not trade above today's close tomorrow based off of this action. So if I can buy some shares that Palantir trades down tomorrow, then I can basically go long tomorrow on the open market and hedge myself in a way where if Palantir does close above today's close, I lose on Polymarket, but I make money on the stock market tomorrow. And if Polymarket wins, then I can just take my loss really quickly off the open tomorrow on the open market and not worry about how much I'm losing on the open market because Polymarket's paying me out directly. But obviously you could have gone over here short and make way more money than Polymarket because of Polymarket liquidity. And Polymarket, you're only making either 0 cents or 100 cents. You're never making more than that. In the stock market, the further a stock goes, deeper in the money, the more money you're making, and then you can really put some leverage on the table. All those things come into play. But as a pure hedging tool, you can see how now I can directly buy on Polymarket this position at you can even buy it at 45 cents right now, but right there, that's me trying to buy it at 10 cents. You can buy this at 10 cents, see if someone gives you a fill, and then based on this, potentially chance to make some money tomorrow. So guys start exploring Polymarket, and there's a link for you to join in my Linktree page. So if you are not a Polymarket user yet, go click on the link in my Linktree page. It's the first link up here, the Polymarket link. Sign up with that link, and you will thank me later, because hedging, profit making, money making, it's a better sports book. You can be a market maker and make money because they provide you rewards to be a market maker. I mean, it's just crazy. A quick shout out to all my other affiliate sponsors while we're at it. Shout out to Edge to Trade, Traders Insight, Finviz, TraderSync, Benzinga Pro, Flash Research, and an awesome Discord server for you guys to trade, swing trade on. That's Market Pulse. So join Market Pulse. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to call it on that note. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm going to go make some pizza. Go make some pizza for the family, and we'll be back tomorrow, 4:30. There's like 3 earnings names to talk about, so make sure you tune in early. And obviously, we're going to be live trading more earnings calls like today. I had fun. Hopefully, you did. I'm going to see if we can make some clips out of that and post some nice little clips. All right, see you guys tomorrow. Have fun. Thank you for joining, as always. Peace.